This is All of It on WNYC. I'm Allison Stewart. Thank you for joining us for part of your day. We started the show with Broadway on the Radio about the musical Chess. And before the break, we heard from Grandmaster Judith Polgar, who earned her title when she was middle school aged. Now we'll turn to another musical, this one off-Broadway, about middle schoolers competing in a very different kind of mind game. It has been 20 years since the debut of the Broadway show, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and now it's back on stage in an acclaimed revival. The eclectic crew of middle schoolers has returned, with all their character quirks and hilarious songs, and some of them joined us in WNYC's studio for some conversation and to perform some of the music from the show. We'll hear from Kevin McHale, who plays the gifted and confident William Barfay, Tony nominee Jasmine Amy Rogers, who stars as the talented and friendly Olive Ostrovsky, Tony nominee Justin Cooley, a.k.a. Leaf Coney Bear, the unlikely and endearing contestant, and Liana Ray Concepcion, who plays the prolific polyglot Marcy Park. The 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee has been extended all the way through September at New World Stages on 50th Street, so you still have plenty of time to see it. So let's get into that conversation with some music. The cast started out with a song called My Friend, the Dictionary.
I saved the chair for my dad in the 8th row on the aisle. And it may take him a while, but when he gets here, that's his chair. Because my mother's in an ashram in India, and I saved a chair for her too, though it's merely symbolic, as daily she cleanses herself in the Ganges. And I live in a house where there's an oversized dictionary that I read as a girl on the toilet. I love my dictionary, and I love the indented border. Every word's in alphabetical order, ergo lost things always can be found. And I wrap my head around the fact that in one book is the entire language of our species, which is a favorite term of Nietzsche's, who is the great-grandfather of Christina Ricci's. Yes, I joke, but the words in the dictionary are the friends that I'll have forever, more than the friends I have made in school.
She's such a lovely girl with a lovely little voice.
And I heard that she's pro-choice, though still a virgin. And she talks into her hand and often uses technique.
What you do not understand is once I say it, then I've said it.
And so much to her credit, she talks into her hand and turns aside.
So I will not make a mistake and be disqualified. My friend, the dictionary, is a very reliable friend. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm in the studio with the cast members from a new revival of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. So, Kevin, you made your stage debut at
Yes.
the Kennedy Center
Yes, I
in
did.
Spelling Bee in 2024.
Yeah.
How did that opportunity come up?
I just auditioned. I had never done theater before, and my manager, whose family at this point, I've been with her since I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
And now I'm 16, so that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. She had been trying to get me to do theater for so long, and I was so resistant to it.
Yeah.
And this came up, and I was just obsessed with it. I thought I was going to be auditioning for the part actually Justin plays, Leaf.
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I think they messed up. I don't know why they want my audition for Parfait, but sure. And after like reading the script and listening to all the music, I realized that I was like, oh yes, Parfait is correct, and the casting directors do know what they're doing.
Yes.
And so I auditioned, and I was very excited. My boyfriend also, this is his favorite musical, and he was very excited. So I was like, okay, great, you're coaching me, and forced him to like sit in the room. And we've never done that before. And I was like, is this good? Is this funny? And so he could give me all the notes. So he was my cheat code, and here we are.
So, Leanne, you were in that production as well.
I was.
What made you want to come back to do it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it is a joy bomb, right? So the show that I did previous to this, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes, so almost a 3-hour show, very heavy. And then when we got to do it at the Kennedy Center, we only did 11 shows, and it was so much fun. Like, not just for us on the stage, but also just everyone that was in the audience. And I was like, how can I not want to do this again? And bring it home to New York City as well, and bring the revival back. And I think it's cool to be able to bring the show to a new generation of like theater goers and lovers, because this show is so many people's favorites, and also not a lot of people know about it. So it's really exciting to see people experience it for the first time with us.
So, Jasmine, last time you were here was for Betty Boop.
It was.
And that's a show where you are front and center. And this is very much an ensemble production.
Yes.
What do you like about being part of an ensemble?
I love sharing the load. I think, it's nice to be front and center sometimes, but it's also nice to just exist amongst each other. And this cast is so wonderful in that we really do support each other throughout the entire show. It's so different, and it's so lovely and so joyous and fun. And you get to kind of explore relationships in a little bit of a different way. And I really love it. I love that it's not all on me. I will say that for sure. It's not that Boop was all on me. We had an incredible cast of people doing everything. It was incredible. But this is just so completely different. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, you get to just like sit in a chair.
Yeah.
Spoken by the guy who was in Kimberly Akimbo, right?
Yes.
Justin, what has it been like to follow up that show, Kimberly Akimbo, with this show?
Yeah, wow. It felt like such a great opportunity for me to like kind of grow into myself as an actor, because I did Kimberly Akimbo when I was 18 and was not very experienced and was not even a professional actor, actually, objectively. So, there was something, I got so much love, and I had incredible people I was working with. Victoria Clark was my co-star, and she is just so kind, so great, so talented. But, I like had a little mama bird kind of pulling me around at that time. So coming to my next thing where I was coming in, as Justin Cooley, quotations or whatever, was really intimidating, right? To follow up that big thing. But it was like, you know how to do this. You know what you're bringing in. This is an opportunity to just grow into yourself even more. So it was really exciting to kind of do that big second show in New York.
You also get to talk about spelling again, because your character in Kimberly
I need
Akimbo.
to know how many more shows involve spelling, because that is the only way I get hired. You know what I'm kidding? Keep writing them, please, these spelling shows.
Was anybody ever involved in spelling bees when you were kids?
No.
Yes, sir.
I think I did one in like maybe fourth grade, and that was the first and last time. It did not go well.
I think I remember, like, I almost said auditioning for one when I was in like fourth grade, and I misspelled the word "it's." I think I missed the apostrophe, and I was like, "That was a trick question." So the answer is
That's
no.
sneaky. There are two
Yeah, I was
spellings.
never considered. They just knew. They said, that's not for you. And I said, no, it's simply not.
I did spelling bees in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Work.
Yeah, but I had deafening stage fright at that time. It was so traumatic. I remember walking off and like crying with my mom after I got out. It was so sweet, but I was really brave and giving it my all.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Aw.
Yeah. I never made it to counties. So this is dream fulfillment.
I'm in studio with the cast members from the new revival of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. We've got Kevin McHale, Jasmine Amy Rogers, Justin Cooley, and Leanna Ray Concepcion. Jasmine, this is interesting. You told Broadway Direct, Olive was a character that I didn't think I'd ever get to play, and also someone I wasn't sure was right for me to play. What made you unsure?
Well, I mean, you can hear my voice. I talk in the basement. I, for the longest time considered myself an alto, and this is very much not an alto role. And so I remember in high school listening to one of the songs that she sings in the show, the I Love You song, and just thinking it was something that was out of my range, both vocally and acting-wise. I've never gotten to play this sweet, quiet, innocent girl before, and coming off of Boop, which was just so full of life and energy, I didn't know if people saw me that way. And I'd like to think of myself as a very capable actress. I want to do everything, and this is part of me showing the world that I can do everything. But I really did not think it was something that was for me, and especially being a Black girl and growing up in this body and watching Olive have been previously always a white woman, I didn't think it was something that was for me. And I think what's nice is that, the character isn't about her race necessarily. She's just a girl. And, if that's the experience you have growing up, that's the experience you have growing up. But it's been really, really nice to kind of bring, because I'm also a very boisterous, loud person in life. So it's kind of nice to show people that, I also have another side to me that is this very shy, kind of reserved little lady, and it's nice.
Kevin, William Barfay has an unfortunate name, unfortunately.
Yes,
he's got one working nostril.
Yep.
He's a know-it-all because he is, right? How do you approach playing him in a way that is both funny but also empathetic?
Leanna's talked about this a lot in interviews, and I'm going to steal it a little bit. But I think the magic of the show, and Danny, our director, really was focused on this, is that we're not making fun of any of these kids. They are so pure, and all for better or for worse, they're so pure, and they're showing up because they all want to win, they all want to fit in, and they don't know how that's going to happen. And the beauty of the show is that them being so genuine, with all their little quirks and odd things, is funny. But at no point are we making fun of them.
Yeah.
And I think, so for me with Barfay, it's like, he's a bit of a bully, but it's because he's been bullied. And so that's he has to play offense. And he's loud, and the sinus issues, I don't really have to act for that because I too have chronic sinus issues. But sort of the opposite of Jasmine, where I'm not a loud and boisterous person normally. And for me, Barfay was scary because he is loud and he's confrontational and he's not afraid to say what he wants to say. And I'm sort of the opposite. So it has been a really wonderful way for me to learn that part about myself and to, with all these characters, getting to sort of go back and play kids when you're so awkward and uncomfortable and your body's changing and your nose is too big for your face and you don't know, it's nice to actually be able to go back and revisit that. Yeah. And remember that, but also remember we're not always this way. Yeah. And so I think for all of us, I don't want to speak for all of us, but to be able to dip into that and reimagine ourselves as kids again has just been a real gift.
Yes. Marcy Park. Man, she's on steroids. Overachieving student if I've ever seen one. How did you think about your role in taking her from just being really two-dimensional?
Thank you for that question. It is something that I actually struggled with so much at the Kennedy Center. We didn't really have any rehearsal, and I didn't know the show or her at all. So I actually my performance of Marcy at the Kennedy Center haunts me. But I'm so happy that we had the year away from it so I could really figure her out, because I think actually Marcy Park, is an Asian woman and was originated by an Asian woman. And I think over the last 20 years has gotten a lot of stereotypes, Asian stereotypes placed on her that actually is not even in the text. Actually, everything in the text about Marcy is the antithesis of how she has been consistently played for the last 20 years. So the thing that I take very seriously is making sure that any young Asian person who is seeing my body on stage, having them understand that they are more than just all of these stereotypes. She's actually not even a overachieving student. She's just very good at everything. She actually doesn't really care about this. It's actually not what she wants to be doing at all, but she's being asked to do it because she can. And I think that's why her like come to Jesus moment, not even in quotations, is my favorite part of my journey with her, because she finally has the freedom to make a choice for the first time in her life, and makes the choice that she actually doesn't want this, and that is okay. And she has an understanding that she does have choice. And I think that is like such a strong message. And I love her, and I hope I'm taking care of her, and I hope that we are showcasing young Asian people who are maybe pushed to do things that they necessarily don't want to be doing, that they have the freedom of choice to do what it is that they are pulled to do, rather than being asked to do.
We'll have more with the cast of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee after a quick break. You're listening to All of It on WNYC. I'm Allison Stewart. I'm in the studio with cast members from a new revival of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. We have Kevin McHale, Jasmine Rogers, Justin Cooley, Leanna Ray Concepcion, and on piano we have Elizabeth Doran, and the cellist is Sasha Ono. Hello to you, and thank you for being here as well. You know, this show has such a long history. So many people have been in the show. I saw this with Jesse Tyler Ferguson as Leaf and Celia Keenan Bolger as Olivia. Jasmine, have any of the others who have been in the show come to see it? I mean, Greta Lee was in the show. It was great.
We had Greta Lee not too long ago. The entire original cast has now seen it. And so it was just really, really an honor. A lot of them came to opening. It's really been amazing because they have so much love for the show, and also so much respect for the characters and the new life that we've brought to them. And so it was really nice to get to share that with them opening night and beyond, because they've come at different times. But it's been so special.
Leanna, why do you think this show has legs?
Because it is fun. And I also think too, like, in terms of commerciality for shows, it is also how it's going to work regionally and how it's going to be accessible for young people. And this show does. And I think something that's cool about when you do a professional production, there's a lot of doubling. But when you bring it to, a small high school in Alabama, those doubling parts can be played by other students, or there can be an ensemble in the show. So it just gives the opportunity for kids to be kids, which is also exciting. And to really tell such a beautiful story that'll resonate with everyone seeing the show.
So if you're thinking about Broadway right now, Kevin, it's like a Glee reunion. You got Leah Michelle in chess, and just Jonathan Groff in Just in Time. Matthew Morrison's going to take over for him. Darren Criss. From your experience on Glee, what is something that you use in musical theater regularly?
Oh, almost everything.
Yeah.
And they would all tell me that, because we would talk about it a lot, because half the cast had basically come from the theater world and half of us had no experience doing musical theater. And I would always talk about how daunting theater seemed. And they're like, what we're doing here is almost the exact same thing, minus the very big difference of doing it live in front of people. But we were shooting music videos basically every day. And so when we were on, albeit fake, an auditorium stage. And so I feel like the characters we were playing, and that also in a similar way to like what I'm doing now and Spelling Bee, pull from like a similar experience. And, dance rehearsal, learning all these parts, like all those things that I had to sort of do. Our schedules were so crazy during Glee. And on any job after seems a little easier. But, it's like back then we would say like, oh, did you have an ultimate Glee day, which was like recording studio, dance rehearsal, and filming and a fitting. Oh my God. And we would do that. And so it's like we're doing all of those things. Everybody in theater is doing all of those things at different times, but having that experience and having done it is so useful. And I feel so lucky because it is tapping back into those things. And like, how does your body work going through all of that.
Yeah.
And again, we went on tour. So like we did get to have the live component. It was a little different. It was in an arena, but like you're still doing, it's all the same thing. Like your body reacts the same way to it. So it does feel very familiar to me. And sorry, there's so many of us and we're all over New York. You can't get away from us.
Justin, in the show, you bring up spellers on stage. Sometimes there are people like Annalie Ashford, as my producer saw. When I went, it was 4 normies on stage, but the kid could really spell.
Oh, yeah.
Which was wild. Tell me who's come to the show, who's been on the stage being a speller.
Oh my gosh, we've had so many great people. We had Daniel Radcliffe, which was amazing. He was so sweet. Who else have we had? The lady
Lin.
we had Lin-Manuel. Of course.
Stephanie
Oh my
J.
gosh,
Block.
the
Stephanie J.
audience was
Block.
crazy. Stephanie J. Block.
Al Roker?
Yeah.
Al Roker. See, everyone's helping me. There's been so many.
What do you do when you get a normie, though? When you we had 4 normal people on
It's
stage.
honestly a lot of fun.
Yeah?
I think they seem a little bit more shaken. They don't know how to like do the thing on stage, so it's really fun. I love talking to them in character, and they're like, "Who are you?" It's so fun.
And I will
Yeah.
say the producers do a very good job, I think, protecting that, where like it is really fun to have famous people and celebrities come do it, but there's actually sort of like they don't want that all the time.
Yeah.
It is about anybody can come see the show and sign up in the lobby before and have a chance to like be on stage and make their off-Broadway debut.
Right? Yeah.
Let's hear our last song. What are we going to hear?
Oh, good old Magic Foot.
All right, explain this for folks who haven't seen the show.
So a lot of the kids have their own special way of spelling, and my character William Barfay's unique way to spell is to spell with his foot. And so this whole song is about that and celebrating his love of his very talented foot. This is Magic Foot. Magic Foot, take me to the final round. Magic Foot, barely lifted off the ground. Magic Foot, do it without making a sound. Shh. Magic Foot, write the letter. Magic Foot, write the perfect letter. Magic Foot, it's an alphabet way to spell. Okay, let's see what you got here. Foot. H-A-S-E-N. Hasen. P-F-E-F-F. Pafal. E-R. Let's go. Magic Foot. Be specific. Magic Foot. It's horrific if you're not specific. Magic Foot. It's terrific when you make a word with your foot. Magic Foot.
Magic foot, magic foot, magic foot, magic foot,
Magic Foot. Magic Foot. Don't go kaput. Foot.
magic foot,
Magic Foot. Magic Foot. Write the goddamn letter.
magic foot.
Do. Come on. It's an alphabet way to spell. Write that letter. Magic Foot. Write that stupid letter. Magic Foot. It's an alphabet way to spell.
I have to read you this text before we go. This text says, I loved being in the audience. I don't usually go to musicals, but this show revitalized my heart for participating. Spelling Bee ignites the heart of a child in all of us. The audience roots for each character, so we are immediately connected. The musicians and performers have a magnetism that embraces us all.
That is beautiful.
That's from
Thank you
one
so
of our
much.
listeners.
And that is exactly how we feel doing the show, and it's exactly why we do the show and want everybody to come see it. That is the best review possible.
That was my conversation with Kevin McHale, Jasmine Amy Rogers, Justin Cooley, and Liana Ray Concepcion. They make up some of the cast members of the new off-Broadway revival of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. It's playing at New World Stages on 50th Street through September 6th. And that is all of it for today. But before we go, listeners, some bittersweet news from Team All of It. We're bidding farewell to our senior producer, Andrea Duncan Mao. Listeners, if you've enjoyed our show over the past 6 years, Andrea has been a big part of why. She came on board to lead the team in 2020, bringing with her a ton of experience in music journalism and a well-honed instinct for working with the sometimes difficult world of big-name artists and celebrities. Andrea has led all of it through some pretty tough times for the show. She came on board just as the show went remote due to COVID. And through those challenges, Andrea has brought good humor and empathy to our work. She's helped our producers develop their strengths, as well as a strong sense of teamwork and deep camaraderie that's part of the heart of our show. She also brought her love of tea and hip-hop, as well as her affection for British and Scandinavian detective dramas. So listeners, please join us in saying thank you for your service to great arts and culture conversations and for all the ways you've made our show better, both on the air and behind the scenes. We will miss you. I'm Allison Stewart. I appreciate you listening, and I appreciate you. I'll meet you back here next time.